Junior varsity action coming to you from Keefe Gymnasium. Tonight's ball game features the Brattleboro Colonels visiting the Rutland High Red Raiders, and the Red Raiders come into this ball game with a record of 11-2 in search of that 12th victory. They've had a rather successful campaign to this juncture, and hope to keep it going here. They defeated the Colonels down in Brattleboro their last. I guess it was sometime around the middle of January. They beat them up 66-49, and would like nothing more than a sweep of the Colonels this year. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the tip-off in a few seconds. Hey, back here at Keefe Gymnasium tonight for junior varsity action. It's the Colonels and the Raiders ready to tip it off here. Aaron Boynton, jumping center, will set the Raider lineup as we get going. Aaron Carboneau controls in the backcourt. Carboneau is in there, Bailey's in there, Boynton, Blickhartz, and Stempak. A little different lineup there for the Raiders tonight. Ball goes inside there. Carboneau, and he looks back outside. We got a 3-second violation, so the Colonels will inbound it here. Mark Carboneau along with Brian Mayhew on the camera here tonight at Keefe Gymnasium for another junior varsity game. And thanks, Peg Mayhew here, just writing the lineup down. For a little late getting going here, so we'll pick it up as we get going. Ball tipped away, and the Raiders will control. And we got the Colonel lineup. So we got the three Aarons into the lineup here for the Raiders. Bailey, Carboneau, and Boynton. Stempak and Barajaklian on the Raiders look a little rusty here to begin with. 7:24 first quarter action. The JVs from Rutland defeated the Colonel JVs down in Brattleboro there, 66-49 earlier this year. That's number 11, Deo. Gets it into Skirnias, and let's see, we got a whistle. Aaron Bailey picks up the personal for the Raiders, so it'll be a Colonel ball inbound here by Deo, number 11. Gets it into Skirnias, going against Bailey, puts up the one-hander, and Carboneau pulls it down for the Raiders. Gets it into Bailey. Bailey loses the handle. Now he dishes to Boynton. Barajaklian puts it up, and we got a whistle. Greg Barajaklian fouled in the action here. So this will send the sophomore to the line here for the Raiders. 6:59 left in the first quarter of action. And the Raiders are on the board first here. All tipped around here, controlled by 25 for the Colonels. Sparks, and it's up and in. 2-1, the Colonels on the board here with the lead over the Raiders. 6:48 left in the first quarter of action from Keefe Gym tonight. Carboneau now brings it up for Rutland. Dishes it back out to Bailey, back to Stempak, and nice work by Mike Stempak. Pretty move in the lane, and he gets the bucket for the Raiders. 3-2. The Raiders back on top here. First quarter action, 6:26 now. Dale going in, and he dragged a pivot foot. So let's see, that'll be Raider ball out of bounds with 6:22 left. Carboneau brings it into Bailey now. We go to Boynton. Aaron Boynton with a nice jumper there inside, and hits the back of the iron, and down the other end we go with the Colonels bringing it up. And inside to Skirnias in the lane. Pitches it back to Deo off the glass, and it's rebounded by Boynton. There's a bounce pass in there to Bailey now. Bailey looking inside. There's Stempak. He's into Boynton, and he didn't get the bounce, but Bailey's there to follow, and he gets it. Aaron Bailey going to the lane, and he puts it up and in for the Raiders. It's 5-2 Rutland. And the Colonels race back down the other end. The basket's good. Quite a move, I'll tell you. Skirnias puts it in for the Colonels. And he gets fouled on the play. Makes it 5-4. The Raiders up by 1 here with 5:35 left in the first quarter of action. Skirnias now trying to make a 3-point play out of it, and he gets it. 5-5 with 5:34 left in the first quarter. Carboneau up for the Raiders now. Ball goes into Bailey now. Bailey Boynton in the lane with the jumper, and Birajeklian had it, lost it, and it goes back. And scramble, and Birajeklian puts it off the glass. Greg Birajeklian with the bucket, 7-5 Raiders. Back come the Colonels now with Skirnias bringing it against Bailey. Dale from outside, and he almost got the bounce. Stempeck rebounds for the Raiders. 7-5, the Raiders up here with 4:51 left in the first quarter of action. Bailey to Birajeklian, back to Bailey, driving the base. Boynton with the foul. Old stretch Boynton out there with 4:38 left, and he puts the Raiders up 9-5. And here comes Skirnias, same type of move, and he puts it in again. Raiders need to play a little defense here, coming down the other end. 9-7. Rolling up on top with 4:24 left, first quarter. Into the lane, the ball goes, tipped away. Boynton gets it back over to Stempeck. Wanted to go into the lane, and it's picked away there by Sparks. He gets it ahead to Lisowitz, and he puts it in. 9-9, we're all knotted up here with 4:02 left in the first quarter. Carboneau working against Deo out there for the Colonels. Ball tipped away, goes out of bounds. Let's see, we got some subs coming in here for the Raiders. So we got Dwyer, Mayhew, Stempeck, and Drew Blickarts is in now for the Raiders. Birajeklian also. Colonels playing the tight defense here in the first quarter. And Mayhew wanted to go inside, and the passes have not been pretty thus far for the Raiders. Back the other end, Skirnias, and finally gets control. Puts up the shot, and it's good. It's Lisowitz for Brattleboro makes the Colonels on top here, 11-9 with 3:31 left. It's it back, Mayhew out in front now to Dwyer, back into the lane here to Blickarts. And he didn't get the bucket, he's fouled. Dale picks up the personal here for Brattleboro, so to be Blickarts at the line for the Raiders. Dave Paller coming into the ball game now, and Jake Conway also for Rutland. Hey, Blickarts gets the front end. It's 11-10 now. The Colonels on top. Pulled down by Skirnias for the Colonels, and he gets working against Dwyer here. He's going to go coast to coast. He puts it up. See what the call is here. We got a foul going in. Foul before the shot. Colonel's ball inbound. It's an inside here. This is Noble now working against Paller. And he throws it away. Conway is going to pick up the loose ball. We got a foul before the shot. .306 left. The Raiders and the Colonels here. The Raiders on top, or the Colonels on top, 11-10. Both teams with 3 team fouls. And Dwyer wanted to go to Blickarts, and I'll tell you, the Raiders have had their troubles with the passing here in the first quarter. Tipped away, and it'll be a Raider ball back the other end now. Dwyer, Mayhew, Conway, Paller, and Blickarts in there for the Raiders now. Inside the Blickarts, turnaround move, and it's in. Drew Blickarts with the bucket, And it's 12-11. The Raiders back on top here with 2:46 left. Shot from Sparks here in the lane, and Skirnias comes diving through there. Blickarts picks it off, ahead to Conway, to Mayhew, and back in the lane to Paller, who picks it up and puts it in. Nice play by the Raiders. Good ball work there, and it's 14-11. Rutland on top here. And we got a timeout. We'll be right back. Okay, back here at Keefe Gymnasium for junior varsity action. 14-11. The Raiders on top of the Brattleboro Colonels here. Raiders have started slowly, and they did a little different lineup to start with tonight. And Coach Benetatos put a few subs in, made some changes, and the Raiders have a 3-point lead at this point here. Passing's been a little rusty in this first quarter, but other than that, the Raiders have been able to hold their own here. Brattleboro looking a little bit sharper than they did down there in Colonel land. There's Skirnias going through the lane, and we got a foul there. I think it's going to go against Pat Dwyer of the Raiders. And let's see, at number 11, that's Pat's second foul. The Raiders with 4 team fouls, and the Colonels with 3 at this point. Ball being inbounded by Dale to Sparks now, working against Blickarts. Let's go back to Dale now. And to get inside there, now the ball goes, Borgani's in there. And the Skirnias in the lane with the move, and he got the roll. 14-13, the Raiders by 1. Mayhew now working against Dale, gets it to Dwyer, and in and out. Back to Skirnias, he likes to drive, and there's a foul. Boy, they called the foul against Dave Paller on that one. Boy, I don't know about that one, but at any rate, it looked like a charge, but going to send Skirnias to the line here with 1:41 left. First quarter action, the Raiders up by 1. You can see the replay on that one. Skirnias to the line, and in and out on the first attempt. That's the first foul against Paller. The team fouls are 5 for Rutland and 3 for Brattleboro at this point. Skirnias puts makes 1 of 2, and it's 14 apiece here with 1:40 left in the first quarter. Greg Sinus now into the ball game for the Raiders. Over to Dave Paller. Nice little jumper, and it's good. Dave Paller looking sharp out here. He's got 4 points on the night so far. 16-14, Rutland on top. Back the other way now with Dale for the Colonels, working against Mayhew now. And he gets it over to Bergani. He wants to go inside to Sparks. Like he dragged the pivot foot. They didn't call it. Skirnias driving through the lane. Skirnias there spends the majority of his time in the lane, and he does a lot of it here for the Colonels. He's the go-to guy. And he picks up the foul at this point against Chris Mayhew. So that's the Colonel's 4th team foul. The Raiders will inbound it here. Lissowitz is back into the ball game for Brattleboro. Jake Conway and Sinus, the 2 freshmen in there with the 3 softs. We got Blickarts, Paller, and Mayhew. There's a shot in the lane. Blickarts puts up the follow, and he's fouled on the play. This will send Drew to the line here with 54 seconds left in the first quarter. And he gets 1 of 2, and it's 17-14 now. The Raiders on top. Coming down to the end of the first quarter of play. Skirnias now for the Colonels. Into the corner there to Bragani. Bragani, cross-court pass to Lisowitz, driving against Sinus. Back outside now. Want to go in the lane. Conway's going to pick up the fall here for the Raiders. A little reach in there. Borgani now. Gets it in the play here. Goes to Lisowitz. Drives against Sinus. Stops. And that doesn't go. Sparks pulls it down for the Colonels. And he got the roll. 17-16 now. The Raiders by 1. 21 seconds left. First quarter action here from Keefe Gym. Breaks Sinus with the ball inside the Blickards. Outside the Mayhew now. Let's see if the Raiders... Mayhew drew the foul going into the lane there. That'll send... he was fouled in the act of shooting, so that'll send Chris to the foul line with 10 seconds left. And the Raiders up by 1. Make it 18-16 now. And 19-16. Raiders up by 3. 10 seconds left. Skirnias now going against Conway. Going coast to coast here. Stops at the foul line. Little turnaround. It's good. Skirnias has been the spark for the Colonels. That'll do it after 1. Raiders 19. The Colonels 18. Okay, back at Keefe Gymnasium here for junior varsity action. Getting ready to start the second quarter. It's 19-18. The Raiders on top in this one. Set that Raider lineup. Looks like it's pretty much. Oh, we got a couple of changes here to start the second quarter. We got Conway and Mayhew, Blickards, Barajeklian, and Boynton. Colonels with a shot, and see who got it. Barajeklian clears it for the Raiders to Blickards, ahead to Mayhew. Chris is going to take it in, and he got the roll. 21-18, the Raiders. 7:30 left. And a shot from underneath there is pulled down by Blickards. He got the fall, though, before he headed up the court. So that'll put the Colonels, it should be their 7th team foul here. Well, that's just 6. We've got 6 apiece here for each team. This sends Blickards to the foul line. 7:25 left in the second quarter. And the Raiders up 21-18. There's the 7th foul. 7 for Brattleboro and 6 for Rutland. And the rebound is controlled by Bragani of Brattleboro. Brings it up. We got Matt Bloomer in the ball game and Mike Stempek in there for the Raiders now. Lisowitz now back to Bragani. Bragani. Raiders have stepped up the defense here just a little bit. Going inside, and there's a pretty play there by Evans for the Colonels. Gets the bucket, and it's 21-20. Colonels here hanging tough. It's this one here is a contest tonight. We've got Blickards, and the big boy takes it in himself. All right, nice drive there by Blickards off the glass, and it's 23-20 the Raiders with 6:40 left in the second quarter. This is Skirnias now, and he gets it to Lisowitz. Lisowitz back to Skirnias. Got the big men in the middle there for the Raiders with Boynton, Blickards, and Barajeklian. They're getting the roll, though. The Colonels with the bucket, and it's 23-22 with 6:16 left. Second quarter play here from Keefe Gymnasium tonight. Matt Bloomer now. Bloomer, Stempek in the backcourt for the Raiders. Boynton, Blickards, and Barajeklian. Drew's going to take one from outside, and he's got it. Shot from Blickart's there, right about a little bit beyond the foul line, and he puts the Raiders up by 3, 25-22. Skirnia's down the other end, and that one doesn't make it. 5:48 left in the second quarter. The Raiders up by 3. Back into the ball game now for Rutland is Greg Sinus. So you got Sinus, Birajeklian, and Boynton now. In the backcourt is Bloomer and Stempak. Coach Benetatas here, keeping the boys fresh, working some subs in every now and then, and giving the Raiders a little different look here. Back the other way, the ball goes back to the Colonels, and they work it down to Skirnias now. Flips it across the court there to Elisowitz. He'll take it, and he's got it. 25-24, the Raiders by 1 with 5:14 left. There's a steal, Elisowitz, and Bloomer, it's a good foul. He fouled Elisowitz there for Brattleboro, and that'll send him to the foul line here. Both teams now at the limit. It's the first one here. And he gets them both to put the Colonels on top here. 26-25. 5:06 left in the second quarter. Bloomer here looking for help. And he wanted to go inside. Oh, Boynton. Got a fall, though, going against Skirnias for the Colonels. Didn't like the call too much, but that's the way it goes. 26-25, the Colonels are up. Darndest thing about those fouls, when you get called for them, you can't believe that you do it, but unfortunately, contact made. That'll send Boynton to the foul line here for the Raiders. 4:58 left, and the Colonels up by 1. And he got the bounce. 26 apiece now. And he gets them both. 27-26, the Raiders on top with 4:57. First quarter, or second quarter action, I should say. This is Dale now working to Skirnias. Skirnias across the court. And Elisowitz is going to let it fly. Got the three-pointer for the Colonels. And it's 29-27. The Colonels now back with the lead. 4:34 left, and down come the Raiders here. They got Sinus in there. He goes into Boynton, and the jump shot is good. Boynton, Birajeklian, Sinus, Carboneau, and Stempak are in there. And they got Skirnias. They got Skirnias on the offensive foul. He didn't like that one either. That's only his second. I thought he had 3, but I guess that's only his second. So the Brattleboro coach is going to give him a rest with 4:19 left. We're all knotted up here at 29 apiece. Carboneau and Stempak in the backcourt here for the Raiders. Over to Boynton. Boynton wanted to go inside. Got the ball back, though. Stempak looks into the middle to Blickartz. He makes a move inside, and he gets it. Nice move by Blickartz going into the lane. 31-29 Raiders with 3:59 left now. Back the other way. Dale gets it over to Sparks. Back to Dale now, and he lets it go. In and out. Sparks is there for the rebound. A little dish. And it's pulled down by Birajeklian. Birajeklian, Boynton, Carboneau, Stempak, and Blickartz in the ball game for the Raiders. Carboneau loses the control. Gets it back here momentarily now. Over to Boynton wants to, nice move inside. Aaron Boynton going inside, drove the base, and he puts the Raiders up 33-29 now. Clock down to 3:22 left in the second quarter. The Raiders starting to get those key shots. Colonel and they're getting the rebounds as Boynton picks up another one for Rutland. Carboneau had the Blickarts, and he bounces it off bounced it off Sparks' legs there for Brattleboro. That's a heads-up play by Blickart. So let's. We're going to have a timeout, and we'll be right back. Hey, back at Keefe Gymnasium here, we're getting set for play here. Back in with the Raiders on top, 33-29. 3:07 left in the second quarter here. Junior varsity action tonight on Channel 15, Rutland Region Community Television. Your public access station. Vera Jacqueline with, now they're going to get Greg for steps, the second try here. So the ball goes back to the Colonels. This is number 11, Dale, bringing it up for Brattleboro. We'll set that Raider lineup at Stempeck, Carboneau, Blickarts, Vera Jacqueline, and Boynton in there. Colonels working the ball around here. The Raiders with the staying in that zone. And the shot goes up there. And let's see. Rebounded back down. It goes into Noble. For the Colonels, he puts up the shot, and it's good. 33-31 now. The Raiders on top, 2:28 left. Second quarter action here from Keefe Gymnasium. Junior varsity action tonight. The Raiders and the Colonels. Stempeck will let it fly, and Mike didn't get the roll, but Blickart's got the rebound. Boynton's keeping it alive for the Raiders. Now Blickart's bats it away. Tried to make the save, and good hustle by Drew out there. Didn't quite make it in time. It's 33-31, the Raiders, with 2:11 left. Second quarter, back come the Colonels now. Sparks bounce passes inside. Pretty play, but the shot didn't go. And let's see. Colonels with a heads-up play, and they knocked the ball off Aaron Carboneau. So the Colonels inbound. 2:02 left. And let's see, we got some subs coming back in. We got Mayhew back in and Conway now. So it's Mayhew, Conway, Blickarts, Vera Jacqueline, and Boynton for the Raiders. The ball out front. There's Sparks, gets it inside, and the basket's good. Sparks got it into Evans, and Evans put it off the glass, and we're knotted up again here, 33 apiece. 1:50 left in the second quarter. Conway now with the ball for the Raiders. Gets it into Boynton, and he got it. Aaron Boynton makes the bucket for the Raiders, and they're up 35-33. The Colonels now with Sparks in the lane, and he's going to travel. 1:36 left. Second quarter action. Now we've got Conway and Mayhew bringing it up in the backcourt here for the Raiders. Chris Mayhew now gets it into Boynton, and Aaron wanted to go back to Conway. And Dale brings it up for the Colonels. It's up to one-handed here, and the rebound is going to be controlled by Brattleboro. Now he's on the line, so the ball will go back to the Raiders with 1 minute and 16 seconds left here in the second quarter. We're here at Keefe Gym for junior varsity action. This is Chris Mayhew working the inside to Boynton now. And Chris drives in, dishes it to Vera Jacqueline, and goes in and out. Got a foul called against Greg Vera Jacqueline of the Raiders. So we're going to take a trip down the other end of the court here. That's Greg's first foul in the night. 1:01 left. And this will send Lisowitz to the foul line here for Brattleboro. Makes it 35-34 now. And he gets them both. So we're tied again here, 35 apiece with 58 seconds left in the second quarter, and the Raiders with the ball. There's Conway, and didn't get it. Sparks rebounded for Brattleboro, but Boynton ties it up. And possession arrow favors the Raiders with 47 seconds left. Well, Boynton will inbound it here for Rutland. Bounce pass, and he wanted to go inside there to. Well, we'll try it again here. 35 apiece, clock is running, 32 seconds left, and a shot goes up. Boynton puts it up and in. Aaron Boynton for the Raiders, and it's 37-35, and back come the Colonels now. There's a shot up, and it's rebounded by Blickarts. Gets it ahead to Conway. Nice play at the other end, and it's in. Conway off the glass for the Raiders, 39-35. A couple of quick scores by the Raiders. And they've opened up a little breathing room there between them and the Colonels here with 8 seconds left, second quarter of play. There's a steal by Conway, keeps it alive. And he gets into the lane. He puts up the shot at the buzzer. So after 2 quarters of play, it's the Raiders 39 and the Colonels 35. Okay, back here at Keefe Gymnasium for junior varsity action, getting ready to start the second half of play, where the Rutland High Red Raiders have a 39-35 lead here. Raiders, a little bit different ball game this time around. The game in Brattleboro, the Raiders pretty much controlled the tempo the whole game, and they walked away with a 66-49 victory down there. This one here is a little bit different. The Colonels are playing them tough, getting some timely shots, and the Raiders have been able to stay on top of things here at this point. They're up by 4, and they get ready for the second half here. We got Bailey, Mayhew, Stempak, Barajeklian, and Boynton in there for the Raiders. The ball goes inside. The Colonels control, and a shot underneath. Elisowitz puts it in, and it's 39-37. Just underway here in the second half. We've got Raiders and the Colonels, and a shot goes up, but this should count, and that'll send Barajeklian to the line here for Rutland. That'll tie things up, and it'll give Greg a chance to, or not tie things up, wait a minute, it's 40, makes it 41-37. And a chance for Greg here to make a 3-point play. Ball is knocked out of bounds, so it should be, well, it should have been a white ball. They call it purple, and it goes back to the Colonels, and back we go the other way. Dale now for Brattleboro. It's at the Skirnia. Skirnius is he's playing with 3 personal fouls here. He's seeing some action in the second half. There's a shot up by Sparks, and it's batted around. Boynton pulls it down for the Raiders. And Mayhew brings it up now. Mayhew and over to Bailey. Bailey wants to go inside to Barajeklian to Boynton, and Aaron Boynton puts it up and in. The Raiders now, it should make it 43-38. Now on the other end, and it's rebounded there by Sparks. He didn't get the roll. He gets the rebound now and pulls it back out to Dale. He sets it up from 3-point land, and he gets it. Well, it was 43-38. Now it's 43-37. That makes it 43-40 Raiders with 6:38 left in this third quarter. Mayhew drove the lane. The ball got batted away, and Skirnias brings it down. He likes to knife through that defense there. Threw the ball out of bounds, but it was tipped away, I believe, by one of the Raiders. So the Colonels will inbound. 6:29 left here, 43-40. The Raiders on top. Junior varsity action tonight from Keefe Gymnasium. There's Elisowitz now. Gets it out to, well, they wanted to go inside to Sparks. So Dale here will inbound it for the Colonels. The Raiders with a 3-point lead, 6:22 left. There's a shot up and in. Sparks puts it up for the Colonels, and they draw back within one now. 43-42, the Raiders up. Rutland had a little bit of breathing room there, and all of a sudden we got a 1-point game. There's a foul inside, and this one's going to send. Let's see, that's the second team foul against Brattleboro. The Raiders have yet to foul here in the second half. Greg Barajaklian being fouled in the act, so that'll send him to the line here with 6:07 left. Third quarter action. Foul was against Sparks of Brattleboro. And Greg gets 1 of 2. And it's 44-42 now. The Raiders, Skirny is going to drag his pivot foot. .605 left, and the Raiders will get the ball back here. Bailey inbounds it. Blickarts, and he's tied up. Nice block there. Back the other way now. And Dale will take the outside shot, and the jumper, he hits it. 44-44 with 5:52 left now. Third quarter action. Chris Mayhew now dribbling out. Now it goes to Bailey. We got Bailey, Stempeck, Mayhew, Boynton, and Blickarts in the ball game for Rutland. And nice pass from pretty play. Mayhew to Boynton. And Boynton gets the bucket for the Raiders. Pretty play all the way around here. 46-44 Raiders. Skirny is down the other end. Stretch Boynton with the block. And back we go. Mayhew off the glass and in. Action heating up here, and the Raiders are on top, 48-44. Skirny is now back for the Colonels. He's going in, puts it up, and he gets his own rebound. Throws it back up. The basket's good, and he's fouled. A lot of action here all of a sudden with 5:08 left. It's 48-44. Got some substitutes here for the Raiders. Back into the ball game now. We got, let's see, we had Mayhew, we've got Boynton, Blickarts, and back in for the Raiders is Pat Dwyer and Aaron Carboneau. So that's the lineup for the Raiders with 5:08 left here. Skirnias puts the Colonels closer. It's 48-47. Got the 3-point play. He got the basket, was fouled, put it in, and back the other way. Mayhew drives it in. And they call a, let's see, possession arrow. Keeps the ball right down at this end. The Raiders will inbound it. 4:59 left in the third quarter. Inside to Boynton. Little jumper up and in. 50-47. There's a trap by the Raiders, and Skirnias breaks it. Wanted to go inside. He hits his man to get it back outside. Skirnias now for the Colonels. Out to Lisowitz inside, and the shot goes up, and it's in. That's Noble for the Brattleboro Colonels, makes it 50-49. The Raiders with 4:32 left. Something tells me this thing is going to go right down to the wire, the way these two teams have fought back here. And the Boynton, and it's up and in. Aaron Boynton now heating up for the Raiders. Raiders coming with the press, the full court press. There's a trap, and the Colonels here are doing a good job of breaking it. Skirnias is going to drive into the lane, and he puts it in. 52-51, the Raiders by 1, 4:03 left in the third quarter. Carboneau out in front, and he gets his pocket picked there by Bergani down the lane, and the Skirnias off the glass and in. Good defense there by the Colonels, and the Raiders come back now. Mayhew goes inside to Boynton again off the glass. Combination, Mayhew to Boynton. There's a loose ball. Carboneau, let's see, had a hand on him. Boynton retrieves it, and he's tied up. Possession arrow is going to favor the Colonels here this time around, so it'll be a Colonel ball. 3:35 left. 54-53, the Raiders on top. set the Raider lineup here. We got Dwyer, Mayhew, Blickarts, Boynton, and Carboneau. Inside to Sparks for the Colonels, up and in. Well, Sparks puts Brattleboro back out front, 55-54. Down to 3:26 now. Mayhew, another bounce pass to Boynton, out to Dwyer. Wants it inside, now back to Dwyer. Pat's going to set it up and take it from outside. The rebound is controlled this time by the Colonels. And this goes to Elisowitz now. Back the other way to Sparks inside. And let's see, we got a foul underneath there. Barajeklian back in now, and Aaron Boynton takes a breather. And Coach Benetatos wants a timeout for the Raiders. We'll take a timeout here on 15 and be right back. Okay, back at Keefe Gymnasium, junior varsity action here on channel 15. And it's 55-54, the Colonels. I didn't lose my place. I know where we are. Colonels will inbound it. Goes into Sparks now. Noble's going to drive against Blickarts, and Drew comes up with the block. Dribbles, and let's see, the ball's knocked out of bounds, so it'll go back into the Raiders' hands here. 2:52 left in the third quarter, 55-54. The Colonels on top of the Raiders here from Keefe Gymnasium. This is junior varsity action tonight. And the Mayhew now going inside. There's Barajeklian. Blickarts had a slap at it. Carboneau retrieves it. Back to Dwyer. Dwyer for the Raiders. Gets it over to Mayhew now. Chris looking to go inside. A little give and go there. It's worked pretty well tonight. Mayhew will get the ball, and as he drives into the lane, he dishes it back inside underneath to one of the big men. And it's worked pretty well here so far for the Raiders tonight. This is Blickarts going in, and he's going to be fouled. So this will put Drew Blickarts on the foul line for the Raiders. The Raiders are 1 point down here, 55-54 to the Colonels. 2:29 left in the third quarter.
All right.
Make it 55-55. We're all knotted up. And Conway replaces Dwyer. Stempek is in there for the Raiders. Blickarts, Barajeklian, and also Carboneau. And Blickarts drains them both here to put the Raiders up 56-55. And it's been that type of game here. It's been back and forth. Bergani now going to Skirnias for the Colonels. Wants to go inside. He's been driving that lane all night. He pulls up, pulls the rebound down, and they got a jump. Possession arrow will favor the Raiders. So with 2:15 left, the Raiders will inbound it. They're up by one, 56-55. Carboneau, Conway, Stempek, Dave Paller now in the ball game for Rutland, and Greg Barajeklian. Carboneau working against Bergani, going to Paller now. Paller to Stempek. Inside to the big man there, Barajeklian. Carboneau's going to let it fly, and he gets it. Aaron Carboneau with the jumper, and it's 58. Well, I guess it was a little set shot. It wasn't really a jumper, but he makes it anyways. 58-55, 150 left. And the Raiders back up here by 3 now. This is Bergani, wanted to go inside, and the Raiders, a little pressure defense there. That's been pretty much their trademark this year with this junior varsity club. They get you with their pressure defense, and they take advantage of those the fast break situations. And I'll tell you, as a unit, they pass the ball probably better than anybody I've seen. When they're on, some of those passes are really a nice thing to see. Inside there to Barajeklian, he's going to be fouled. And he'll have a chance here. He's going to go to the charity stripe with 1:34 left. Raiders up by 3, 58-55. Greg Barajeklian, one of those A little discussion here in the lane, and now we got a question whether Skirnia has picked up his 4th foul. He picked him up early. He picked up, I think he had 3 fouls there in the 2nd quarter. And Brattleboro here comes away empty at the foul line. Bodies flying all over the court here, and the Colonels with Skirnias will control. Up to Lesowitz from outside, but big rebound by Blickhart ahead to Carboneau. Wanted to go to Conway, got it. And back in the lane is Brattleboro, and the Raiders come up empty that time down the court. They had the intent. The intention was there. There's Skirnias driving in, and we got a foul there. It looks like it's going to go against Stempek. 1:07 left, and I think Mike picked up the personal here. That's Mike's first. Let's see, as far as the team fouls go, Brattleboro has 4, the Raiders have 3. 1:07 left. Inside, the shot is up, and Dave Paller is going to be called for this foul. Evans will be at the foul line for the Colonels. It's 58-55. The Raiders by 3 here from Keefe Gym. Junior varsity action tonight. And Evans will get another shot here. And that one is controlled by the Raiders. Brattleboro comes up with it. Goes to Carboneau, down to Conway. Jake looks inside to Paller. Nice play. That's what I'm talking about when they talk about the passing. It's there. 60-55. The Raiders up by 5. Here comes Sparks now, and he lets one go. And the rebound. Oh, we got Aaron Carboneau. A little reach in there. And he gets called on the personal. So 42 seconds show on the clock. That's Carboneau's first personal of the ball game. 60-55. The Raiders up by 5. Dale here looking for somebody to pass into, and there's nobody there. The race for the ball, Carboneau. And we got a 5-second call. That's too bad they call that, because the Raiders had a fast break going there. I mean, the ball was in, actually the ball was thrown in. Kind of a late whistle, really. He blew the whistle after the ball had been thrown inbound, so a little discussion, and we'll take a short break here on Channel 15, and we'll be right back. Okay, back at Keefe Gym, we got the Raiders and the Colonels, and the Raiders are up here at junior varsity action, 60-55. The Colonels are going to inbound it. I don't know what the call was, but the Colonels get the ball back. And this is Skirnias going into the lane. They're working against Conway, and he's off the glass and in. 60-57 now. The Raiders by 3 with 28 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. It's been the Raiders get that 2 or 3 point lead, 4 point lead, and the Colonels find their way back into it. Shot doesn't go, and they're going to get Greg Brattleboro for traveling. 20 seconds left on the clock. 60-57. The Raiders up by 3 here, and the Colonels will inbound. Got Skirnias and the Deo. Deo brings it up for the Colonels now. The Raiders going with Stempek, Conway, Carboneau, Paller, and Brattleboro. Deo working against Stempek, and he goes off the glass. It's tipped away by Sparks, but we got a fall there on Paller. Dave Paller of the Raiders picks up the personal here. And with 7 seconds showing on the clock, the Colonels will inbound it.
Kids.
Bergani goes to Skirnias, and he rolls one off the rim. They had a rebound. Paller gets it ahead. Well, he wanted to go to Conway, and the buzzer blows. I think we had a fall here, though, before the buzzer blew and the whistle blew at the same time. We're going to hold it right here. Let's see what Let's see what the call was here. And he should be shooting a 1-on-1, I believe. This will put Skirnias on the foul line here. That's a 7th-team foul against the Raiders here. No time left on the clock in the third quarter. And Skirnias puts Brattleboro's 58th. Well, they haven't put it up yet here. I thought it was the 58th point. There it is. And he gets the 59th. So it's 60-59 after 3. And we're going to be back here at Keefe Gym. You're watching Channel 15. Okay, back at Keefe Gym, ready for fourth quarter action here. The Raiders and the Colonels, junior varsity action tonight. We've got varsity action to follow. And the Colonels now, Blickarts. And he got nailed to going in there. Looked like Sparks picked up the fall. So let's see, 7:56 left. Just into the fourth quarter here, and Drew Blickarts will be on the foul line here for the Raiders. In and out of there, and the Raiders here in the fourth quarter going with Mayhew, Stempek, Boynton, Blickarts, and Carboneau. And Drew gets 1 of 2. So Blickarts makes it 61-59. The Raiders on top of the Colonels. And Dale now working inside against Carboneau. Puts up the nice one-hander there. Turnaround goes in, and it's 61-61. That's been that type of game. Somebody gets that short lead, and right away it kind of dissolves, and we got a close ball game again. So it's 7:38 left. 61 all here. Stempek's going to take it. And let's see. One off Sparks of Brattleboro. The Raiders will inbound it with... okay, Stempek will inbound it for Rutland now. They set something up. Here's the inbounds play. The pass inside. Wanted to go to Boynton. The ball knocked away, so the Raiders will try it again. And they go inside to Boynton all by himself, and he puts it off the glass and in. Aaron Boynton makes it 63-61, the Raiders, with 7:23 left. Back the other way now, the Colonels with Deo. It's at the Bergani. Bergani working against Mayhew out there for the Raiders. Wanted to go inside to Sparks. It's tipped away. And the possession arrow goes... going to go in Brattleboro's favor this time around. Yeah, we got the tall team in there for the the Raiders now. We got Bailey, Blickarts, Boynton, Stempek, and Mayhew now. There's the pass into Sparks. And he comes up with the jumper, and he hits it. 63-63, 7:03 left in the fourth quarter. And Mayhew brings it down for the Raiders. Boynton wants to, well, he wanted visions of taking the outside shot. Pretty play. That time Boynton went to Mayhew underneath, and Chris puts the Raiders up 65-63 now. Back the other way, Dale ahead to Olesowitz, and back to Bergani now. Bergani working against Bailey of the Raiders. He gets it inside to Olesowitz in the lane. Sparks got the ball, but they call 3 seconds on Brattleboro. So with 6:29 left, the Raiders will take over here. 65-63, Rutland on top. And we got a foul. Let's see who this one goes against. Foul's on number 15. That's Bergani for the Colonels. He's going to take a seat, and back into the ball game for Brattleboro is number 22. That's Noble. So the Raiders go with Aaron Bailey here, going to inbound it. Gets it to Boynton. Back out to Mayhew now. 6:22 left in the fourth quarter. Ball tipped away, and it'll be a Raiders ball out of bounds here. There's Boynton, and he didn't get the roll on that one. Went the opposite way of the rim at 65-63, and the Raiders clinging to the 2-point lead here, and they got Drew Blickart's going in for the foul there. Let's see, this will send Noble to the line here for the Colonels. And back in is Barrett-Jacqueline, and out is Boynton. Colonel's playing the Raiders a little tougher this time around. Noble gets the first one, makes it 65-64 now. And he gets the second one. And we're all knotted up again at 65 here. It's 6:05 left, fourth quarter, and the Raiders bring the ball down. They got Mayhew and Stempeck in the backcourt. Now they work at the Bailey at the top of the key there. And we got steps on Aaron Bailey, so the Raiders will turn the ball back over to the Colonels. 5:55 left in the fourth quarter here from Keefe Gym. This is junior varsity action with the varsity game to follow after this one here. Dale now for the Colonels gets it ahead to Lesowitz, and he wants to go back to Dale. Working against Mayhew out there. There's Lesowitz in the corner looking for inside. There's Sparks, who pushes Barrett-Jacqueline off and goes up off the glass and in. 67-65, and the Colonels have the lead now with 5:29 left. And stick around because I'm sure it'll change here momentarily. There's a shot by Stempeck up and in. 67 apiece here, and I think this is setting the stage for that varsity game coming up. That should be quite a contest also. This is Sparks now, gets it into Lesowitz. Goes back to Noble. Dale now works it outside there for the Colonels. He likes to gun that one-hander from outside. Blickart's working against Dale now. Takes it up and in. Drew Blickart's on the bucket, and the Raiders are up 69-67 with 4:45 left now, fourth quarter. 17 fouls for the Raiders and 6 for the Colonels in this one. There's Blickart's again. I'll tell you, he's doing a fine job off the boards there, controlling it for the Raiders. And the Mayhew back to Blickart's. Nice play. Didn't get the basket. And they got Drew Blickart's on a foul, but that's only going to be his second one, I believe. Pretty play there by the Raiders. So they had a give and go. That's Drew's second personal. And Coach Benetatos wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout here on Channel 15. You're watching Rutland Community Television. We'll be back. Okay, back at Keefe Gymnasium. We're getting ready for the foul shot here attempt by Noble. For the Colonels, the Raiders have the lead here, 69-67. 4:23 left on the clock. Drew Blickart's picked up his second personal here. And Noble here gets the Colonels a little bit closer to the Raiders now. And let's see if he can get the roll. And Blickart's clears it again for Rutland. Ahead to Mayhew. There's the give and go again. And Dale is going to pick up the foul though. Working against Blickart's. Dale picks it up for the Colonels. I wanted to work that same play again, the give and go there. Worked before. So we're down to 4:14 in the fourth quarter, and the Raiders with the 1-point lead. Blickart's on the line. And he gets it. Puts the Raiders up 70-68 now. And Blickart's gets them both. 71-68, the Raiders up with 4:13 left in the fourth quarter. Deo ahead to Sparks. Nice play there by Bailey, knocked it away, and it ends up going off one of the Colonel players. So the Raiders will inbound it with 4:06 left. They're up by 3 here. To set that Raider lineup there, you got Blickarts, Birajeklian now, Stempeck, Mayhew, Bailey. It went inside, it was tipped. The ball tipped away by the Colonels. And the Raiders will inbound it here. And they lose the handle. The Raiders lose the handle. The ball goes back over to the Colonels now with 3:56 left. 71-68, the Raiders on top. Dale brings it up against Mayhew now, working out, looking for some help. They got the give and go there. There's a shot and didn't get the bounce. Sparks pulls it down and he gets called for traveling. So the ball goes back to the Raiders with 3:42 left, 71-68. The Raiders hold on that 3-point lead. Here comes Mayhew now. It's Mayhew and Stempeck in the backcourt. Oh, Blickarts wanted it, got the handle, lost it. Dale gets it ahead to Evans, and we got a fall and going to go against the Raiders. Let's see who picks up this one here. The foul is Chris Mayhew picks up the personal for Rutland. So this will send Evans to the foul line for Brattleboro. And the Raiders with a 71-68 lead here at this point. 3:28 left in the fourth quarter. All tipped around and it's knocked out of bounds by the Sparks there. Bounced it off one of the Raider players over in the corner, so the Colonels will keep it down at this end. The ball goes to Sparks now outside and working against Birajeklian in there. There's a steal by Blickarts. I'll tell you, Drew Blickarts doing a heck of a job down here, down at that end, off the boards, picking up some nice defensive plays. And back into Blickarts in the lane with the one-hander. It rolls in and out. He puts up again off the glass, and this time it goes. 73-68 now, the Raiders with 2:55 left, and Brattleboro is going to call a timeout. We'll take a timeout here with the score 73-68, Raiders over the Colonels. You're watching Channel 15, Rutland Regional Community Television. Hey, back at Keefe Gymnasium, we've got junior varsity action at 73-68 here. 2:54 left in the fourth quarter of action. It's the Raiders and the Colonels. Raiders on top here at this point. They're up by 5. And it'll be a Colonel ball here, inbounded. Elisowitz here will take the ball out for the Colonels. The Raiders going with, let's see, we've got Stempeck in there, Mayhew's in there, Bailey, Blickarts, and Birajeklian also. A good mixture of some ball handlers in there and also some big men in there to clog up that middle for the Raiders. This is Elisowitz outside now going against Stempeck. Now he gets it to Deo, working against Mayhew. Back outside to Sparks. Sparks going to take it, holds up, and he drains it. And it gets a little interesting now, 73-70. Raiders up by 3 with 2:30 left in the contest. Mayhew now working against Deo, goes inside to Blickarts. He saves it to Mayhew. Back to Stempeck. Stempeck now to Bailey. Bailey back to Mayhew, drives the base, little dish. And Birajeklian is going to be fouled here on the play. Let's see who gets the personal. That's going to go against Noble for the Colonels. So with 2:10 left, that'll send Birajeklian to the line for the Raiders. And Rutland up 73-70. Got it. That one helped in by Greg's dad here in the stands. He thought it looked good, and it was. 74-70 now. The Raiders on top, 2:10 left. And he got it again. 75-70, Blickarts, or Berejiklian's USP puts the Raiders up now by 5, and the Colonels here scrambling down the other end. This is Noble working against Bailey. We got the push. Well, I thought the push was going to go against Noble, but they called it against Bailey of the Raiders. So with 2:01 left, both teams at the limit here. And Noble will be at the line to shoot the, I believe it's a 1-1. 1-1 for Noble from Brattleboro, and he's been pretty good here from the foul line tonight. He hits that one, makes it 75-71. And that one didn't make it. It's controlled by Blickarts. It's ahead to Mayhew. Mayhew brings it up for the Raiders. We got Mayhew, Stempak, Blickarts, Berejiklian, and Bailey in there for Rutland now. Got 1:48 left on the clock, and the Raiders up by 4, 75-71. Colonels now packing that zone defense. They're packing it in tight, though. Now they come out to... there's a steal down the other end. This is Evans going in for the Colonels, off the glass and in, and it's 75-73. 1:24 left now, fourth quarter action. Bale here looking for help, gets it to Blickarts. Blickarts down to Mayhew now at the half-court mark, working against Deo. He breaks that. There's a screen set up by Stempak. There's a pass back the other side, and they call a timeout. So we'll take a timeout here on Channel 15. This is Rutland Region Community Television with the score of the Raiders 75 and the Colonels 73. Hey, back at Keefe Gymnasium, junior varsity action here on Channel 15 tonight. We've got 1:05 left in this one, and the Raiders have a 75-73 lead. The Raiders won the contest down in Brattleboro rather handily, and this one here is this one's been a nail biter. Raiders have opened up a 3-point lead, 4-point lead. At one time they had a 5-point lead, and the Colonels have fought their way back in this. The Raiders going with Bailey, Mayhew, Stempak, Berejiklian, and Blickarts now for Rutland. This is Deo guarding against Stempak. Ball goes in the middle, and Deo controls for the Colonels. Going to take it himself, but Blickarts clears for the Raiders. And there's a dangerous pass, but Stempak gets it. He controls now. 46 seconds left on the clock. Working against Sparks is Mayhew. Wants to go in the middle to Blickarts, and they called a jump ball. They called a block. The possession arrow will favor the Raiders. So the ball will stay down at that end with 38 seconds left. The Raiders up by 1 basket here, 75-73, and Bailey will inbound it for Rutland. It's at the Stempak. They could sure use a basket right here. We got a foul though out in front, and Elisowitz picks up the foul for the Colonels. This will be a 1-1 for Mike Stempak. Both teams in the bonus now with 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Make it 76-73 now. The Raiders by 3. Some key free throws here from Mike Stempak. And Stempak gets them both, and I'll tell you, the Raiders needed those. 77-73 with 34 seconds left. This is Deo now. And the Sparks looking for some help. Gets it back. No, it's no, they got him for traveling. Sparks, dragged the pivot foot out there, and it's 77-73. We're down to 24 seconds left here. Fourth quarter action from Keefe Gymnasium. This is junior varsity ball tonight. This is Blickarts. Drew says, yeah, I'm going to take it up. And nice job getting into the forecourt. And we got a foul here. Let's see where this one goes. Falls on number 11, Dale, for Brattleboro. And that's about the only chance they have. The Colonels have to stop the clock to get any chance of getting the ball back here. 77-73. That's Dale's third personal in the ball game. Blickart's at the line here for the Raiders. Didn't get the bounce, and back it goes to the Colonels now. Dale here with 12 seconds left. Lisowitz over in the corner to Sparks. He'll take it. And the rebound, we got a foul on the rebound here. Evans was nailed underneath the basket. Let's see. We got 2 shots coming for Evans for the Colonels. 77-73, the Raiders up with 6 seconds left. And the Brattleboro JV coach here going over some instructions here. He's pulled the rest of the squad off the line, so the Raiders are the only ones at the line. Evans gets the front end there, and he's got another one coming here. He's got 6 seconds left on the clock. The Raiders are up by 3, 77-74. And Evans gets them both, and that knocks it down to 77-75. Bailey looking for help to Blickarts, and their only chance is to follow him with 5 seconds left. So this will send Drew Blickarts to the line. We'll go back down the other end. So the last couple of minutes has pretty much been free throws. And the Raiders once again here with a chance to move it up here by 3 or 4 points to keep the Colonels at bay in this one. It's been a close one right straight through. Didn't get the bounce, and the Colonels rebound. Adeo down in the corner there. They're going to get, yeah, they got him for steps. Went to pass the ball, and this pretty much, this should be, well, with 2 seconds left, the Raiders have the ball. They'll inbound it, and they've got a 2-point lead, 77-75. Gets it into Mayhew, and all he's got to do is hold the ball, and he's followed by Dale with 1 second left. And this should wrap it up here. This will put Chris Mayhew on the line. And he's the only Raider at the line. The rest of the 4 teammates there down at the other end. 1 second left, 77-75. The Raiders on top. Comes up short, and the Colonels will call a timeout with 1 second left. So this thing isn't over yet. With 1 second left, the Colonels will have one last shot here. The Raiders on top, 77-75. We'll take a short break here on Channel 15 and be right back. Hey, back at Keefe Gymnasium here, the waning seconds of this one. It's junior varsity action. The Rutland High Red Raiders, 77, and the Brattleboro Colonels here hanging by a thread. They're 75. And the Colonels have one last shot here. They got 1 second left. They got the rebound on the missed shot down at the other end, and they quickly call a timeout. So we got Lisowitz here. Everybody's lined up down at the other end. They put a man on the ball down here. The Raiders do it. Hits. He out of bounds. Hits the roof here. The vent going across, and that's going to do it in this one. So the Red Raider. Oh, wait a minute. Hold the phone here. Let's see. Nobody touches the ball, so we still got 1 second. Well, the Raiders will inbound it. Now, if that's the case, then they should put 1 second back on the clock. Then there it goes, 1 second back. Ball didn't touch anybody's hands, and in order for the clock to run, that's what it's got to do. So, Raiders will inbound it. Mayhew puts it up. We got a whistle. I think we got a foul at the end here. We can't end this one on a 77-75, and Chris Mayhew with a chance to add to the Raiders score. He'll be at the foul line. And he makes it 78-75.
that came down here to see you.
And Mayhew makes it 79-75. So that's your final. The Rutland High Red Raiders 79 and the Brattleboro Colonels 75. With that victory, the Raider JV team goes to 12-2 now on the season. And we got varsity action to follow. Keep it